Welcome back everyone to My Art Journey. Today we're going to turn these into this. Stick around. Alright, on a more serious note, let's talk about what we're getting into today. So we are on day number 11 of our January Lee Art Challenge. Technically this challenge was over January, but I'm going to keep plugging along and I'm going to get through all 31 characters. So today we're drawing Colossus from the X-Men, the super strong character with the metallic skin, and the beloved character also from the Deadpool series that recently came out. And also we're working with two interesting mediums today. The first one is the halftone sketchbook that I'm drawing in. This is really cool because it provides a mid-tone already, so whites are really white, and then if you want to, you can add some blacks in there, and it just gives you a happy medium to work with that gives you some differences from just working on a regular white sketchbook. Also, we're going to be working with colored pencils today. I actually got these colored pencils as a gift, and they have been my favorite colored pencils that I've ever worked with. The brand is Arteza, I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. And the last time I checked, there's 72 that come in this kit, and it was like $31 on their website. And they are amazing quality. They blend so well together, and they keep an edge for a long time. So I would definitely recommend, if you have 31 extra dollars laying around, to invest in some good colored pencils, because I absolutely love the color quality I can get from these. When it comes to inking, guys, it's really helpful to keep your lines short and natural, so your wrist has a natural curve or direction that it wants to travel. So a lot of times when I'm doing ink work, in order to get a clean line, I'll flip the sketchbook and then I'll do short strokes in order to get the cleanest natural line possible. If you come at it from an uncomfortable angle, you're more likely to kind of get a line in there that you didn't anticipate, because your hand will kind of glance off to the left or right, and then you'll just have this weird scraggly line in there. As far as the pose that I got for this character, I was able to just take a picture of myself in the mirror on my smartphone. No, this is not what my build looks like in real life, so obviously I had to exaggerate some things, but it's a really helpful tool if you just take a quick photo of yourself, or if you're trying to draw a hand, you take a photo of your hand, and then that way you can use it as reference to get a pretty good idea of where everything's going to stack in. Okay, so let's talk about my approach with colored pencils. I'm not saying this is the best way to do it, I'm saying this is how I do it. So I basically go in with really light layers. I try not to go in too aggressively, but because colored pencils are bound together with some kind of wax, and if you go in too aggressively too quick, then what ends up happening is you leave a lot of wax on the paper, and then later on when you're trying to layer in more color, you actually can't get through that wax, so the color doesn't really penetrate and get into the paper very well, and that's how you end up getting those spots that look real grainy that you can't seem to fill in. So I go in with a base coat essentially, and then I pick a darker red, especially for this arm here. I go over that, and then I chose a darker gray to go over, and then you'll see me pop in with a layer of white to try and smooth over the center and make it look like light is reflecting across the middle of that. And then you'll see me go back in with my primary red and try and blend over top of all three of those layers in order to give it a metallic and a really smooth look. And here's something I learned the hard way. So as I was pointing out before, with this halftone paper, a white colored pencil is going to show up really well on it. But you could also see me earlier in the video kind of marking out where I wanted the white to be. It does appear strongly on the paper, but that's only if it's the absolute paper that you're marking on. So you can get white to show up on other colors, but if you want a really strong white, then you have to make sure that you go in there before you do any other colors and apply that white first if you want it to be an absolute white. So now that you understand the process that I used for his left arm gauntlet, you pretty much understand the process for the rest of the illustration. Total, I think I used 3 reds, 3 grays, and 3 yellows, and I just go back and forth between those and blend them together, and that's how I'm going to get this smooth metallic look throughout the entire character. But you can do this effect for more than just metallics. You can blend it in different ways to make it look like cloth or any other material that you're trying to do. the best part here. Once all the color is done, you're going to go back in with either your fine liner or a ballpoint pen and strongly hit the outside of the silhouette of the character to make him really punch and stand out, and that means that we are at the finish line. So here he is, guys. This is our finished Colossus from our Stanuary challenge. I hope you guys are pleased. I'm pretty happy with how this came out. This has got to be one of my favorite drawings I've done in a long time. If you're interested in seeing some of my other artworks, you can always pop on over to Instagram and look up myartjourney25. That's going to be my tag, and you'll find some of my other finished Stanuary Lee artworks there. Otherwise, I hope you guys found this video helpful, and if you think it'll be helpful to someone else, maybe consider possibly sharing it with them. Otherwise, like the video and comment and just tell me what you would like to see in the future. Otherwise, I'll see you next week.